Peter, your 8th title here in Russia. First reaction, how do you feel?
Well, I did not expect that to happen this year. I mean, I always am extremely ambitious about these events, but midway through, I felt like I'm not playing well enough, and other people are definitely playing well enough to be way ahead of me. But it all changed yesterday because if the game against Vladimir ends how it's supposed to end out of this position, I have no real shot at anything. But I was gifted this opportunity, and I mean it is a gift. You don't really win positions like this against anybody, let alone a player of Vladimir's strength ever. And suddenly I found myself in this huge tie for first, and in a situation where it was sort of in my hands once again. And I think I played quite well in the classical portion today. I mean, I had very little to work with because I mean 4 knights is not an opening which will refute chess, and you have to work with extremely small edges there.
And what was your inspiration for that one? It's not the most usual anti-Berlin.
Yeah, but well, to be honest, Vladimir has been consistently going for bishop d6 after knight c3, and after bishop d6 you do get exceedingly wild positions occasionally. And I thought, you know, if this happens again, and he did it against strong opponents and seemed to be quite happy about positions he was getting out of there. So I thought, you know, if I compare that with, let's say, some kind of a Slav where I can try catching him out with some kind of a novelty somewhere, but frankly, you know, the amount of novelties I have in the Slav compared to the amount of novelties he has in the Slav is, you know, I don't fancy my chances all that much there. I mean, he's been playing the Slav his entire life, and, you know, the one time I went sort of all in on beating his Slav was when he knocked me out of the World Cup in 09, I believe, maybe 11. No, not 11. 11 I won. 09, I guess. So it was just sort of on balance. I thought this was a more plus EV decision to play the 4 knights. But when he immediately replied with 4 bishop before, I kind of wrote that plan off, and eventually I managed to win a position in which, you know, I was very proud. I even, you know, managed to create any problems whatsoever. And the first game, I was at some point, I think, struggling, and then I equalized again, and of course it should be a draw.
By the way, was the Trompowsky unpleasant choice for you?
I mean, you're not extremely upset to see Trompowsky, but my experience with the Trompowsky is very limited, and I immediately kind of misplayed the opening, and I think maybe Nikita later on had occasion to regret not playing f4. He had an opportunity to go f4 at one point and not even allow this e5 line. And eventually on very, very limited time, I guess he hallucinated he can play queen d8 check. That would be my guess. And I kind of saw playing queen e4 that there is no queen d8 check, so knight h5 is immediate game over. In the second game, I mean, there's not much to talk about. It's a very unpleasant situation to find yourself in, having to win with black. And the game was effectively decided by move 5, when he decided that the match situation doesn't allow him to play e takes f3 after knight e7, knight e4. In particular, when you have draws, you're just so comfortable there with white. I mean, it's just such a nice position. I mean, so I mean, the game looks very ugly. But I lost games like this myself with black when I had to win with black. If I think about it, I can even remember maybe some games where my position after 15 moves looked maybe even uglier than this, because you just don't know what to do. Like your opening repertoire suddenly looks completely ridiculous. You can't really do any of that stuff. At least that's how it feels to you, because, you know, there are force draws everywhere, and your opponent knows what you're going to do. And no, it's just a very, very ugly spot.
Yeah, and of course, eight titles is amazing. I think you already clearly had the record. I think Michael Tal's record for Soviet championships was 6. So
people keep on asking me this, and I honestly, this is not a pose. I honestly don't know. I think somebody has 7. I think either Tal or Botvinnik has 7. Mm-hmm. With 8, I'm probably ahead of the pack now.
What does it mean to you?
It means a great deal to me, but not because I'm ahead of those guys. It means a great deal to me because I won it 8 times. I mean, the historical context is a sub story. But for me, these are the tournaments I treasure, and winning one of those again at my ripe old age of whatever it is, I'm not going to say. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, obviously, and yeah, I'm very, very happy. It's been a while since I felt this contented with life. It will go away by day after tomorrow, but today I'm very, very happy, obviously.
How was it for you to actually play in your hometown? Were you staying at home and stuff like that?
No, I lived in a hotel with everybody else because the commute, if to get to the round from home, would be kind of awkward. It wouldn't be a very pleasant commute, and I went home the evening before the rest day, so I spent the rest day at home. But apart from that, I spent every day in a hotel.
But I guess it's great to have your family here. Your mother is here, your wife is here, one of your sons.
Yeah, I mean, playing in St. Petersburg is tricky because it obviously is good on some level, but it also creates additional pressure, and there's people who desperately want you to do well, but if you're not playing well, it's not that great to have that additional source of pressure. But obviously very happy that a strong tournament has been held in St. Petersburg, because it's been a while since anything of that magnitude has been held in St. Petersburg, and yeah, good to finally succeed in front of the family. And I mean, Mom is ecstatic, and she needs good things in her life.
And at the opening ceremony, you said that this actually might be a chance to get to see a museum in your own city. Did you get a chance to see the museum?
Well, some of it, not all of it. It's a reasonably large building, and as usual, I mean, you say these things, but then the tournament rolls in, and you're only really allowed where the players are allowed. So for me to actually roam the museum properly, I would have to go here on a rest day, or now maybe they could let me have a tour. But I'm somewhat exhausted, so I'm not going to do it right now. So yeah. It was, I kind of meant what I said, but it didn't materialize.
Okay, thanks. What's next for you after this?
If I get the visa, I'm going to play the Rapid and Blitz, and then Vike.
Okay.
And it's been a while since I played Vike as well, so that will bring back some memories.
Yeah,
is the horse club still there? Do they still serve
Yeah, I think so. I don't know about that.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be...
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
Good to see you there, and thank you very much.
Sure.